6:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Ramesh Peris and read by Mario Vijayawardena. The headlines. The head of state projects 13 million people to be vaccinated by the end of September. Senior citizens above the age of 70 in the CMC limits to get the Covishield second dose from tomorrow. Expatriates leaving the island to be vaccinated. The COVID-19 recoveries in Sri Lanka is on the rise. Several areas in 5 districts isolated. The number of buses and train journeys within provinces increased from tomorrow. In international news, thousands flee fighting between the Afghanistan government and Taliban fighters. In sports cricket, Shafali Verma, Sophia Dunkley make ODI debuts as England opt to bowl in series opener. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa states that 13 million people could be vaccinated by the end of September this year. Addressing the nation, the president said vaccinations can be carried out almost on everyone over the age of 30 by that time. The president said Sri Lanka has received a total of 4,494,000 vaccine doses so far, and that the vaccination drive is being carried out successfully in all the provinces of the country. The head of state added that arrangements have also been made to obtain 2 million Sputnik V doses, 5 million doses of the Sinopharm vaccine, 2.5 million doses of the Sinovac, and 2 million doses of the Sputnik V in August. He also confirmed that 3 million more Sinopharm vaccine doses are expected in September. Arrangements have been made to administer the second dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine to senior citizens over the age of 70 who have taken the first dose in the Colombo Municipal Council area. Accordingly, the vaccination will be conducted at 2 main centres tomorrow. The centres will be the Sugatadasa Outdoor Stadium covering Colombo North and the Colombo Central areas, and the other at the Situmina Community Hall in Kirlapana Mugalan Road, covering the areas of Borella, Colombo West and Colombo East. The CMC sources said that the eligible residents will receive the date, time and place via an SMS message named COVID Vaccine to the phone number provided when receiving the first jab. The CMC sources also said that it is essential to bring that SMS message when coming for the vaccination. It is necessary to bring the vaccination card previously provided to and the national identity card as well. The number of COVID-19 recoveries recorded in the country has increased to 218,998. The Epidemiology Unit of the Ministry of Health said 2,158 COVID-19 patients were discharged from hospitals today. The number of COVID-19 cases confirmed in the country rose to 251,751 following the detection of 1,825 patients yesterday. 29,891 persons are currently receiving treatment for the coronavirus at several facilities across the country. Meanwhile, the Epidemiology Unit of the Health Ministry says 492,850 individuals in the country have been administered both doses of the Sinopharm vaccine as of yesterday. Accordingly, 30,795 persons have been inoculated with the first dose of the Sinopharm vaccine yesterday. 4,957 persons also received the second dose. The Epidemiology Unit of the Ministry of Health said the second dose of the Oxford AstraZeneca Covishield vaccine was administered to 50 people yesterday. Hence, the Epidemiology Unit confirmed that a total of 2,573,817 persons have received at least one dose of any jab as of yesterday. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The National Operations Centre for the Prevention of COVID-19 announces that 5 Grama Niladhari divisions in the Colombo, Ratnapura and Nuwara Eliya districts have been isolated with effect from 6 a.m. today. Accordingly, 7 areas of the Talahena South and the Talahena North GN divisions of the Colombo district and 2 GN divisions of the Ratnapura district have been isolated. The Katabuluva Middle Division of the Nuwara Eliya district has also been isolated. The number of buses and train journeys allowed within provinces will be increased from tomorrow. The State Minister of Bus Services, Dilum Amadugama, said permission has not been granted for inter-provincial travel as instructed by the COVID-19 Prevention Task Force. Meanwhile, the Sri Lanka Railways said they decided to increase the train journeys in the morning and evening. The Railways Deputy General Manager Gamini Seneviratna said they have planned to increase the number of trains commuting to 28, in turn increasing the total train journeys to 56. The National Transport Medical Institute is set to commence its services from tomorrow. The NTMI issuing a press release states that services will only be available for those who have already made appointments through e-channeling. However, the release further read that the branches of Verahara, Polonnaruwa, Nuwara Eliya and Kaluthara will not be in operation. The Postmaster General Ranjit Aryaratna says, with regard to postal shipments to the European Union and its member countries, the VAT policy, which was implemented by the EU, will be revised on the 1st of July. While issuing a statement, the Postal Department said tax regulatory changes will be applicable to all goods except for letters imported to the EU member countries with effect from the 1st of July, including postal customers, online sellers and online marketplaces. That's local news.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
Consent has been granted for expatriates leaving the island to be vaccinated against COVID-19 promptly. The Sri Lanka Bureau of Foreign Employment said they will make available a vaccine approved by the country of destination. However, the Bureau said for the moment they will focus on sending expatriates who are travelling to countries where the Sinopharm jab is approved for use, as that is the main vaccine that is being administered within the country. A statement from the SLBC said further details could be obtained via the 1989 telephone number. That was our main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
And now in Watchlight, individuals seeking to obtain a passport have requested to make an appointment prior to arriving at its offices in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. Once again, individuals seeking to obtain a passport have been requested to make an appointment prior to arriving at its offices in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. The Department of Immigration and Immigration issuing a statement said the head office in Battaramulla as well as offices in Matara, Vavuniya, Kandy and Kurunegala will limit admittance numbers based on the available capacity to issue passports. Accordingly, individuals with an urgent need for a passport can make a prior appointment online to receive the services of the department. That came to you in Watchlight, and now in world news headlines. Thousands flee fighting between the Afghanistan government and Taliban fighters. Colombia offers an $800,000 reward for information on helicopter attack. Former US President Donald Trump returns to rally stage. About 5,000 Afghan families have fled their homes in Kunduz after days of fighting between Taliban fighters and the government forces as the deadline looms for US-led troops to withdraw. Heavy fighting has also been reported in the provinces of Kandahar and Baghlan, where the Afghan forces claim to have retaken areas from Taliban control. But the armed group still held on to parts of the Pulakumri area in central Baghlan. The Colombian government is offering a reward of nearly $800,000 for information leading to the capture of those behind an attack on a helicopter carrying President Ivan Duque near the Venezuela border on Friday. The helicopter was approaching Cucuta Airport on a flight from Sardinata when several shots apparently from rifles were fired at it. Duque was flying with Defense Minister Diego Molano, Interior Minister Daniel Palacios and other officials at the time. The former US President Donald Trump appeared at a rally in front of thousands of supporters. He showed he is ready to accelerate his activities toward next year's midterm elections. Trump yesterday held a large-scale rally for the first time since leaving the White House in January. A large crowd at the event in Ohio indicated that Trump still enjoys strong support among Republicans. Trump repeated his claim that the 2020 presidential election was rigged, insisting he won in a landslide. And now the main points of the World News segment once again. Thousands flee fighting between the Afghanistan government and Taliban fighters. Colombia offers an $800,000 reward for information on helicopter attack. Former US President Donald Trump returns to rally stage. That was world news, and now in development news, less quality imports and the production cost increase because of the importation of 70% of production materials have been identified as the main issues that the local manufacturers in the garment and local apparel industry undergo now. The cabinet therefore approved the proposal by the industry minister to buy batik, handloom and local apparel for the government institutes in each province from the provincial manufacturers to resolve the issues and to make provisions to buy the apparel needs from another province in case of the inability to fulfill the need by its manufacturers. That was development news, and now in sports news. In cricket, India's Women Tour of England 2021, Shafali Verma and Sophia Dunkley were handed ODI debuts in Bristol as England decided to bowl first against India in the first of the three-match series that kicks off the limited overs leg of multi-format assignment. Verma became the fifth youngest player across men's and women's cricket to represent their country in all formats of the game. The same match saw Sophia Dunkley become the first black woman to represent England in the longest format. Earlier, England won the toss and elected to field. A short while ago, India were 119 runs for 4 wickets in their 36th over. That was sports news.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply. Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
In a concerted attempt to secure the country's food security agenda, Sri Lanka's leading poultry company Crisbro recently invested 2 billion rupees to purchase maize produced during the annual Yalla cultivation season. The harvest of over 2,000 maize farmers located across several rural districts were purchased as a part of the company's vision to secure the livelihoods of these communities in the country. This initiative is aimed at securing a fair income for local maize farmers in Monragala, Mahianganaya and Anuradhapura and save a significant amount of foreign exchange spent on the import of the crop.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money. Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic news. Courtesy of...
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
The Sri Lanka mission in Japan facilitated connecting investors in diverse sectors at the first ever country-specific virtual Sri Lanka Investment Forum, which concluded 2 weeks ago. The 220 potential investors the mission attracted through its outreach and marketing efforts, including a cross-section of segments including software, pharmaceutical, agricultural and manufacturing. Sri Lanka has a comparative advantage as a low-cost, high-quality labour environment and access to 1.6 billion people through free trade agreements with India and Pakistan.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
Several spells of showers will occur in the western, Sabaragamu and the northwestern provinces, and in the Galla, Mathura Kandi and the Nuwara Eliya district. Showers or thundershowers will occur at a few places in the Uva province and in the Ampara, Batikalo and Mullaitivu districts in the evening or night.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
And now the headlines of this news broadcast once again. The head of state projects 13 million people to be vaccinated by the end of September. Senior citizens above the age of 70 in the CMC limits to get the Covishield second dose from tomorrow. Expatriates leaving the island to be vaccinated. The COVID-19 recoveries in Sri Lanka is on the rise. Several areas in 5 districts isolated. The number of buses and train journeys within provinces increased from tomorrow. In international news, thousands flee fighting between the Afghanistan government and Taliban fighters. In sports cricket, Shafali Verma, Sophia Dunkley make ODI debuts as England opt to bowl in series opener. That concludes this news broadcast.